To the continued violence in the Middle East, where a car ramming attack in Tel Aviv has left at least 8 people injured. According to police, a driver rammed into pedestrians standing in a shopping center, then got out of the car to stab people. Police say an armed civilian then shot and killed the attacker. This comes one day after Israel launched its largest military operation in the West Bank in more than 2 decades. The Palestinian Authority says the violence in Jenin has killed 10 people there. Almost 100 others have been injured. Heavy smoke could be seen throughout Jenin today as Israeli forces carried out drone strikes and deployed hundreds of soldiers to target what they say is terrorist infrastructure in a refugee camp. CNN's Hadass Gold is live in Tel Aviv with the very latest. Israel is labeling this car ramming attack and stabbing attack a terrorist attack. What can you tell us about what happened there in Tel Aviv?
Yes, Sarah, I'm here in northwest Tel Aviv where this attack took place just in the last 2-3 hours or so. This is on a kind of main thoroughfare right in front of a line of shops, and what police happened saying that this truck that you can actually just see behind me, they say that it mounted the pavement running into pedestrians. You can also just see how its windshield is completely smashed, the front of the car, the front bumper of the car almost entirely torn off. This bus stop very, very badly damaged. Police saying that after running into the pedestrians on the pavement, the attacker then got out of the car and began stabbing people, they say, with a sharp object before an armed civilian who was actually on scene, who had heard what had happened, turned around, heard the noise, and responded by shooting and killing the attacker. Hamas has now claimed credit for this attack, saying that the attacker was one of its fighters. A defense official telling me that he actually crossed over from the West Bank. We just spoke to the spokesperson for the Israeli police. Take a listen to what he had to say.
No, it was an elderly individual who actually heard the loud noise that was happening behind him, turned around, saw that there was an individual, a terrorist, with a sharp object trying to stab people after he committed the terror attack with the bus stop. And he knew right then and there this was a terror attack, and he neutralized this terrorist.
Now, 8 people we know have been injured. One of them, a woman in her 40s, is in critical condition. Now, as I mentioned, Hamas has taken credit for this, and this is coming, they say, in direct connection to what's been happening in Jenin. You mentioned we are in the 2nd day of that massive military operation. This is the biggest, largest Israeli military operation in the occupied West Bank since the days of the Second Intifada, since 2002. Now, while overnight things were not as dramatic as they were the day before, the Israeli military is saying that they're still operating there. They even said that they've touched every single corner of the Jenin refugee camp. And overnight, thousands of Palestinians have fled the refugee camp, trying to seek safer ground as the Israeli military operation continuing. They say they're trying to dismantle Jenin as a hornet's nest, as they call it, for terrorist activity. But of course, civilians so often caught in the crossfire. The Israeli military saying that this operation could continue for another day or two. And Hamas, once this operation started, Hamas called on all of its members, all of its cells, to strike Israel wherever they could. And that's what we have today, is a member of Hamas claiming this person as one of its fighters, ramming into pedestrians here in northwest Tel Aviv in what police are calling a terror attack. Sarah.
The PLO calling this war crimes. What's happening in Jenin, of course, the Israelis saying that they were after solely terrorists. What do you see happening going further? Now you have Hamas claiming this car ramming as a response. Do you expect another response from either Hamas or anyone from inside Gaza as well?
Yeah, we've been asking the Israeli military about this, and they say that they are prepared for really a response from anywhere, from the West Bank, potentially from Gaza, or from, like what we saw today, this car ramming attack. Now, so far, we have no indication that Hamas in Gaza is planning on, for example, shooting up rockets. There has been a response from Palestinians in the occupied West Bank and parts of East Jerusalem. They have gone on a general strike in solidarity with the people in Jenin, but so far the action seems to be very much focused on Jenin. Sarah.
We have not seen this happen in the West Bank in more than 20 years. Hadass Gold, thank you so much for that update. John.